Hello, I'm inventor Dan Zen, and I would like to take you through Penguin. Penguin helps designers and developers build tilt applications and games on mobile devices. For instance, you can roll a little ball around as you tilt your device. Penguin is available at penguinsflash.wordpress.com, and it's part of the Flash Feathers series of open source advanced interface classes in Flash. Flash Feathers is available at flashfeathers.wordpress.com. You can download the zip file right here on the left of the site. You can see a video about the code in this video here and see a sample of the code there. Let's take a look at what we get in the zip file. One of the things is the nomenclature, how tilt technology is kind of arranged. And it's more than just tilt, it's actually rotation and translation that we're talking about. You have your forward direction, your right direction, and your down direction. This is a top view, so down is into the device heading towards the penguin feet. The X or the cross here means into the page, whereas the dot means coming out of the page. So this is roll around the forward direction, where it's clockwise. It's always clockwise around our direction. And then pitch is the rotation around the right-hand direction. So in this case, the top of the device is coming out at you for positive pitch, and the bottom of the device is going in. And then yaw is the rotation around the down direction. So you can steer things with that and stuff. Down here we have a vertical view, and the vertical view, these things change, and so the values for these things as well change. Here you're holding the device up and you're looking forward towards the Antarctic, where the penguins are, and so forward is into the device or through the device. To the right and down, and you've got your roll, so in this case you can steer with your roll, and your pitch. Be careful if you're using pitch for a gas pedal or something like that. Pitch is positive coming up out and negative going forward. And then your yaw. These can be used for a series of interface modes put together for things like just balancing. Motorcycles, skateboards, and snowboards, you can lean using your roll, and then you can adjust your speed either with your pitch, or you can adjust your speed with real motion. So you can be walking forward and the device is capturing forward motion as this, that affects the speed in the game. Minesweeping can be done like that too, whereas you sweep you can see virtual items in real space. So when you sweep back over the same space, the item will still be there. And you can do things like interface, like previous and next. Be careful as you flick to the right, that should be a previous. You're sort of making your items go backwards. A bit counterintuitive there. You can push and pull and jump and duck. In our front view, these change slightly. A push this time is pushing through the device. So here's the device, and now if you're pushing something, you're pushing forward, and pulling is coming back up at you. Jumping and ducking, or riding or driving a car, using this to steer, you would steer with your yaw. No, that's not the yaw this time, that's the roll, whereas yaw is your steering for walking. You sort of just turn this around the vertical axis. You turn and you look somewhere, and then you forward motion again with either your rotation of the device or the actual translation of the device. There's virtual reality, where everything gets translated and rotated. Here's a plane and a paddle or a bat. You can change the angle of your paddle or bat. That's through the tilt in a sense, and using your forward motion as force. Let's take a look at one of these in action. Here's a Flash file, and before we take a look at our Flash, this is what the emulator looks like right here. You run the emulator, and you can change it to just show you the yaw when we're on the top view, or there's the pitch and the roll. Here's the front view. In this case, and there's a horizontal location, for instance, and you can imagine that you're steering. Here we are steering a car, and we can go forward by going in now, and we can steer the car or what have you. You can also go to the left and to the right and up and down, and if we're on our front view, then this is now to the right, to the left, and here in and out. Whoa, we're flying, whoosh, and you can stop that. So that's the emulator. Let's move back to the tilt here on the top view and open up our Flash example of a ball. Now, it's a bit hard to see them both on the screen here at the same time, but you can see that my emulator is controlling the ball. So the emulator is leaving XML on the computer. The Flash file is reading that in through Penguin. And that means that if you can get something else to leave the XML, for instance, some Java on a cell phone, then you're all set. Your Flash can read that XML and your application will be running. Let's take a look at one with some physics involved. And sample pop, and samples. There's a physics example here. There it is. Now in the physics example and the emulator, at the bottom of the emulator there's a file path. And I'm going to copy that. That's where the XML is being left in the form of tiltml. And paste it in there and submit. Now my paddle, or my emulator, is controlling this thing, which is being run by Physics Engine, the Ape Physics Engine. So you've got a much more realistic feel where, whoa, it kind of has momentum or inertia. And it bounces and so forth. So that's that. Let's take a look at another example. This is in the pop-up example. It has sound, but I don't think you'll hear the sound. And the pop-up example pops up an emulator for you. There it is. I'm just going to reduce the size of my emulator. Whoa. And I've lost it for some reason. I think my ball went away. There it is. There we go. Okay. Whee! So isn't that nice? And then if I pause, like this, well, almost pause. I can't seem to pause. Whoa! Oh, you don't hear the music. Forgive me, it's very psychedelic music. There's a pause. It goes away. I think I have my pause set for 3 seconds or so. Whee! Okay, so that's the tilt emulator. Like so, there's also the Cuddle. Let's see the Cuddle, and that just has two things all in one. So if you run the cuddle.swift, there on one web page you can have your emulator and a ball. That gives you an example of that. So I'm Inventor Dan Zen. This has been Penguin. Hope you come to the site at penguinsflash.wordpress.com. Check out the other Flash Feathers group. If you use Penguin, then please add your link or talk about it. Add your link. There's kind of a fun thing in behind there that uses Woodpecker. And if you're using it for commercial purposes or feel like helping out, it would be great if you could donate. I'm Inventor Dan Zen. All the best.